know, people are hungry for information. And information that's not filtered through the press. The press is part of the system, a bunch of unethical thugs, pimps and whores, and they control everything. And then when you start doing the research and you realize Sears and Roebuck was invented by a black man. You know? And then some kind of way they bought him out. I don't mean negatively, but if you ever shopped at Sears and you get a bill, the store says Sears, but legally all the bills have to say Sears and Roebuck, or you don't have to pay them. Okay? There's no way that all the stuff you got, Jones and them thugs don't know about it. But they scared. See, I didn't know white folks were scared. I never lived around them. I saw the movies, they weren't scared. The military. If you ask yourself just one simple question. We're the richest country in the world. We have the mightiest research in the world. So how can we send soldiers to Vietnam, Korea, little countries that ain't got a nickel? And how our soldiers come back with all kind of syndromes? American soldiers commit suicide, 46 every day. Vietnamese is not doing it. Now, they don't have huge hospitals and research, and somebody said, wait a minute, there's something going on here we don't know about? I mean, that's real serious. But because nobody cares nothing about a veteran, not even a veteran, anytime you go kill somebody for somebody you don't know, but they're not gonna send their children. And the folks that make the money is the munitions people. There's something wrong with that. The president 6 months ago signed an $80 billion check for jet planes. Now you don't hear them on TV or radio begging for money like they do for veterans. You mean you sign an $80 billion check to the airline industry that's making planes, but the people who's been wounded, one leg cut off, and arms cut off, and all kind of mental things. And so the closest I've come to saying, what's the difference between me and the Vietnamese? Well, if you're not Christian, if you're not no religion, growing up in America, you hear thou shalt not kill. You hear that. So I wonder, is this what makes Americans? Is that implanted there, thou shalt not kill, and they see they are killing people? I don't know. But you sit and you look and you say, hey man, something is not right about this. And then you have you know, if you look at your rich Christians in America, rich, they don't wear crosses. DuPont, Mellon, Rockefeller. The Pope don't wear crosses except when they're doing some kind of ritual. You see, I look at black folks that talk about we was here billions of years before white folks were. That means everything white folk got, they took it from you and then made it white. Made it white. If you was here, which you were, and so when you move from the religion that we've been trained to the real, universal And so when you stop and think about the same God that made the moon and the sun and the rivers made me. So when I look at my hands, and I got 5 fingers on each hand, and it never changes. That God don't make no mistake. No mistake at all. You're born into it. It's like you're born with $10 billion in the bank, but they told you it wasn't there. It's still there. They can't steal it. They can use it as long as you don't know you have it. You know. And then you've been duped by your parents, and they didn't know. If my mother heard me talking on a show like this, she'd call the police. And that's my mother. This is the woman that would hawk her house to put bail money up if I actually murdered somebody. Think. Well, it's here. Here, you was born with it. Well, I need somebody to tell me I am somebody. Because I don't know I am. You got here the same way I got here. I got here the same way he got here. We got here the same way Queen Elizabeth got here. A penis goes into a vagina and it ejaculates. 500 million sperms. And the one responsible for you and me and him and Queen Elizabeth outran 500 million sperms and got there first. Didn't know one sperm come out and slowly stroll up the fallopian tubes. The word fan means, it's a Latin word, fanatic. And while we talking about it, Notre Dame's playing somebody today. Georgia's playing Alabama. Whoever win, the white team will tear up the town. But it's okay to ride behind a silly game. But when you shoot my dad or my son in the back of the head 40 times, that's off limits. Okay? The filthiest people on this planet is athletes and entertainers. Okay? You with this show have done more for the humanities than 99% of all the athletes and entertainers on the planet. But they've even tricked you to believe that you ain't nothing but doo-doo and they something big. They ain't nothing but a piece of shit, man. All of them, a handful of them will break through, like Ali. A handful of them will break through.
Right.
Where's athletes? When I see football on Sunday, I see slavery all over again. The Negroes in the field picking cotton with a ball, and the white folks sitting on the bench with a clipboard trying to act intelligent. Are you crazy? A sexist system all over the world, and yet it's called the mother tongue. That's the father tongue. Nobody's born a racist or sexist. When the white boy, prostitution was always in the Negro neighborhood. For him. So none of his friends could see him. The mayor could come down from Chicago to 30 miles, 40 miles away. Nobody knew who they were. So they'd pull up in front of your house. Your mama ran. And honk the horn. And y'all would come out so they know they're safe and take them in the park. That's where the word honky came from. Okay? All right? Remember the story when God wanted to save the Jews? He told them to put one on the door. A mark. You tell me God didn't know where the Jews was? What kind of God y'all talking about? Ooh, man, y'all scared shit out of me. You mean God who put the whole universe here didn't know it's a Jew in that house? You got to pray to God and tell God your rent due. Any God that didn't know your rent was due ain't God. Are you crazy? Made everything, but didn't know your rent due.
Sacred night to the back.
Okay.
And here, if you say I'd like to go to Paris this year, but I can't afford, you just told 75 trillion cells to see to you don't get to Paris. Huh? That's who you are. And when you find that out, I'm going nowhere. I know I'm not going nowhere. If you hope don't work. You never heard no rich, powerful motherfucker say hope. Hope I'll win the war, but a fool. The real folks know they're gonna win the war before they start, except they don't count in the universe. Universe. There's no such thing as hope. Hope. That's who you are. You think this goddamn Cam and that little chump shit you got gonna change? That ain't changing nothing. You already there. Huh? And we come in with this bullshit. Think we know something. Knowing something in a white racist system that would kill God if they could. What prestige is that? I'm God, you God. Yeah. Me and John Lennon got real good friends. I said, who are you? Do you know who you are? I asked him. He says, no, but why'd you? I said, poor little ignorant redneck cracker like you out of that part of Britain ain't never made it big. How'd you do it? He said, our whole thing was CIA and British intelligence. He said all our songs was to turn white children into drugs. He said, you know how high you got to be to see a yellow submarine? Hey Jude, that's about heroin. What's the thing, LS something, and you know, y'all know the word?
LSD in the sky with diamonds.
Yeah, that's LSD, it spells LSD. And when they came over here for the Ed Sullivan show and them 200,000 white women was waiting to cheer, all that was a trick. That was a game, you know. And then as he spent money to do things, his thing changed. That's why the rest of them stayed the same. But his thing changed. I mean, he was...
His consciousness.
Oh, Jesus, did it ever. So somebody was calling me that I knew and trusted, and they said, man, John and Yoko Lennon is in Amsterdam, drugged out in a cave. Well, I didn't know caves is like palaces. So I went over and put them on formula. In 24 hours, they was clean.
Why do you think he died?
Huh?
Why do you think he...
He was killed by the government. The next day at noon, he was going to hold a press conference and give 10% of all his money to the peace movement. And at that time, his money was worth like 200 million, so now he's worth billions.
Oh, I found it. So the quote is, Dick Gregory gave Yoko and me a little kind of prayer book. And it is in the Christian idiom, but you can apply it anywhere. There's a concept of positive prayer. If you want to get a car, get the car keys. Get
the
it?
Keys, yeah.
Imagine saying that. If you can imagine a world of peace with no denominations of religion, not without religion, but without this, my God is bigger than your God thing, then it can be true.
It's just like planting corn. If you want some corn, you plant a seed.